While we've grown out, we've nitty bong. I'm Engineer Hoist, and welcome to our weekly Transformers Earth Wars news stream here on Twitch and YouTube. If you're these guys over here in the chat live, they are watching live on Twitch. If you happen to be on YouTube and you want to join these guys live, head on over to twitch.tv/engineerhoist and give me a follow. And you get a notification and come join us. Otherwise, feel free to watch the videos on YouTube. One quick note, due to recent development with Twitch for me, they now have a 24-hour exclusive deal or whatever, which means the replays on YouTube will now be delayed until Thursday evening. But if you want to watch them live, again, you can always give a follow and join live, or they will be available immediately after the stream on Twitch. Again, twitch.tv/engineerhoist, but they will, of course, end up on YouTube for posterity for anybody who cannot access Twitch or doesn't want to access Twitch for any particular reason. So, with that out of the way, let's go ahead and do some shout-outs. We've got Bruticus in the house, Big Bronze Rim, Grand Galvatron, G1 Red Alert. Of course, you guys are, like, always here. Love you guys. Optimus Prime is here. Oktar, a.k.a. Starscream. QTZ Solidify, I think. K-Man, King Draco, I saw K-Bond or something in there. Magnus Prime UK. I want to give you a special shout out here because without me even announcing it, you found it and you helped out. Basically, the big news is I've been able to enable monetization on Twitch, which means you can subscribe to the channel. We'll talk more about that later for the Twitch folks, so I don't bore the YouTube people who don't come over here. But Magnus Prime UK was the very first subscriber, so thank you very much for helping support all of my efforts on Twitch and YouTube. Okay. Let's get to the news. I was going to give you a shout out a little bit later anyway, but since I saw you scroll through the chat, I figured that now is the time to do it. Okay, this weekend's event is called Dirty Politics. No idea what that means. If it has any relevance to the real world, but even if it does, which is highly unlikely, we're going to ignore that because there's plenty of politics in the Transformers because Autobots and Decepticons, they're basically two opposing factions of that. Rolling out is now following. Welcome. Another thing that I also did, as soon as you follow, there's a 10-minute wait to chat, so we could try to cut down, because we did have a spammer or something come in one time. So rolling out, you'll be able to chat as soon as that 10 minutes is up. Don't trust me, we'll be here longer than 10 minutes. Okay. Where were we? Okay, news. Dirty Politics. I'm sure we'll find out more about that in the story as they go. Okay, this weekend's event is what everybody's wanting to see. Super XP and 5-star shards event this weekend. Oh, yes. We love these events, don't we, guys? They have definitely been increasing the rewards as well, up to 150,000 Spark, 7,500 Premium Crystal Shards, 750 5-star shards, and up to 75 Old School Crystals containing 3, 4, or 5-star shards. Now, you can probably guess how many prestiges there are based on those crystals. And, let's see. Optimus Prime says, "Politics bore me." That's a nice Thanos quote there, whether you intended it or not. This event type is indeed an alliance event. It's got 75 prestiges. It starts at the usual Friday start time, ends at the usual Monday stop time, and Super XP, which means definitely go and level up your bots. It would have been nice to have Super XP last weekend to level up my 5-star blaster, but I think I did pretty good with the triple XP. We'll talk about that in a little bit. Okay, so how do you participate? You got to be headquarters level 4 as you do every single event. You have to be an alliance because it is an alliance event. You hit that yellow event button, select your zone, win your battle, win your points, and collect your prizes. Event battle zones are the standard battle zones. And the totalizer prizes read, I forgot to update this. I think pretty much anywhere it says Prime Shards are actually Premium Shards. So you get Spark, you get Premium Shards, more Spark, 5-star shards, Spark, Premium Shards, Spark, 5-star shards, Spark, and then Old School crystals. So yeah, no prime shards. That was a mistake that I forgot to fix. Premium shards. Those are. K Bond subscribed with Twitch Prime. Thank you so much, my friend. Excellent. And you already figured it out. We were going to cover that a little bit later. So let's move on there. Old school crystal rewards. Those it's the same thing that they had the last time we had a 5-star event. You can win 10 5-star shards, 50 4-star shards, or 100 3-star shards, and it is equal chances for all three. So you can get it's 33. We talked about it's 33.33%. Well, that adds up to 99.99. Where's that extra 0.01 go? It's rounding, guys. It's actually 33.3333333333333333333333333333333333333333333333333333333333333333333333333333333333333333333333333333333333333333333333333333333333333333333333333333333333333333333333333333333333333333333333333333333333333333. I'm not going to stay here forever because it goes on forever. But yeah, equal chances basically. It's 1/3. Make sense? Okay, so we got new images of Dinobot and Dinobot 2, and this looks great. And we also got their bios. So here we go. Dinobot lives to die gloriously in battle. Skilled in many forms of Cybertronian martial arts, his warrior's code of honor is sharply defined, and he treats his opponents with the greatest of respect if they are judged worthy. A Predacon at heart, Dinobot defected to the Maximals when he disagreed with Megatron's tactics, his contradictory goals and values often putting him at odds with his newfound allies. He wields a spinning blade weapon and an electron sword, and can also emit concentrated laser beams from his optics. I got something to show you about that in a little bit. So let's talk about Dinobot 2. There's a little bit of bad news in here for anybody who's a real Beast Wars fan. A stolen blank protoform, Transmetal 2 technology, DNA from the first Dinobot, and part of Rampage's spark allowed Megatron to create this nightmarish Frankenstein's monster of a Predacon warrior. And see, that's the bad news. If they're using Rampage's spark in him, it means we're probably not going to be getting Beast Wars Rampage. Though programmed by Megatron to be, above all, loyal and obedient, Dinobot 2 is largely a blank slate, struggling to understand his place in the universe. Swift, feral, and deadly, with razor-sharp claws, enemies are torn to shreds in a matter of moments, and his hologram emitter can make his prey think he's somewhere he's not. His transmetal form recovers rapidly from physical damage. Okay. So we got a special treat here, and a big thanks to longtime viewer, subscriber, friend of the channel, Big D, who offered up some pictures of his Transmetal 2 Dinobot 2, because I don't have this figure. I had to show off Beast Hunter's Ratchet from Transformers Prime, but he actually took some pictures of them so you can see what the toy that he's essentially based on looks like. So there is your Transmetal's Dinobot 2 there, and if we go back a slide, you can see it's actually really good likeness of him there, and they could do a little bit more with the animation, of course, than the toys do, but that's been true for every figure. But really cool looking, and I haven't really been chasing down Beast Wars, like the original Beast Wars figures, but I do like the Masterpiece line. And if this dude came out in the Masterpiece line, I think I'd be going looking for him. But big thanks to Big D for that. Oh, and he's got a spoiler in the chat too. Spoiler alert, Rampage still survived with half a spark. Okay, so there you go. We might be seeing Rampage. I've seen Beast Wars once, and I don't remember a whole lot of it, but thank you for that little bit of information. So that's another thing I like about you guys in the live chat is because you can help me out and correct me and whatnot whenever I do happen to get something wrong, or if I just go forget something, like those words that I was just trying to say. Okay, and really that's it for the news. We will be taking another look at my Masterpiece Dinobot to show off some of the things that we just saw. There is an official live stream tomorrow. Maximals and Predacons have been messing with the space and time continuum, a dangerous feat that has been noticed by enemies and allies alike. This time the danger is real. Dinobot and Dinobot 2 are joining the Earth Wars, and that is February 6th at 5 p.m. Universal Time or noon Eastern Time. And of course, if you're watching the replay on YouTube, this stream already happened because now we have to post this up on YouTube after the official stream there. So, let's see, QT Solidify. I'm sorry, I can't say that I remember Chris6066. But I did see how you said that you had to leave the game and came back. So welcome back. First Monk saying Code of a Hero is an awesome episode. Yeah, I do remember a little bit of that, and that was pretty good. Definitely a fan favorite. Okay, so let's go back real quick and take a look there at Dinobot before we head over to the camera. So there he is. He's got his little spinny sword thing, plus his little electron sword. What do they call it? They just call it a spinning blade weapon. They don't even give it a name. But an electron sword. Okay. So here's my masterpiece Dinobot all tricked out with that. He's got his spinning blade weapon. It doesn't have all the fancy blue and lights in the game model, but he does have his electron sword over here. And I don't know how true this is to the TV show or whatever, but the sword can actually be put on this peg here in the center to where it's kind of like a drill sort of thing there. Now, one of the things that I said was a feature of this figure, which I didn't have for last time, but I do have for this time, is he does have light up eyes. So you press a little button, he's got nice red eyes there. Another thing about this, we talked about, they talked about he could shoot laser beams out of his eyes, right? Well, if it happened one time in one episode, you can bet Masterpiece or third party is going to cover it. So they've got this little attachment there to do that. So you got red eyes. It doesn't show up well in red, but I mean with the all lit up around here. Grand Galvatron saying thought they were green. Now hang on a second. If you hold the button down, there's your green. So yes, indeed, you can. He's a simple button press gives you red eyes. If you hold it down, you get the green eyes shooting out of his eyeballs. So there you go. Red to, I guess it's got to be red first and then green. There you go. Very cool. And it's a feature which I hadn't ever used before. I basically just set this up right before the stream, and honestly, it's really cool. So yeah, it's a little disappointing sometimes that these little translucent blast effects or whatever with the light, it doesn't work as great as you would like them to, and that's just I don't think that's anything that Takara is doing wrong. That is more of a just a physics kind of a thing. Rolling out, lifted his vow of silence. His still time out there. Welcome to the chat, my friend. Welcome, and thanks for the follow. Thanks for joining in with all the fun times. And we'll see you in the future. You shouldn't have to wait anymore as long as you stay followed. Okay, so just another little quick look at our fake Dinobot 2. That's the Beast Hunter's Ratchet. But we saw the real one thanks to Big D earlier. Okay, so yeah, it's complicated. You don't want to burn anyone's eyeballs out. Yeah, indeed. Alright, so how about we go crack some crystals? We got a lot of crystals to get through. Because not only did we get a lot of crystals last weekend during the Prime Core event, plus I also completed a Prime Core. So I have a Prime Core chip to open, so we'll go see which of the last 4 Prime Cores I get. And also, this was the first month of the week, so we've got some VIP crystals and stuff to get through. All sorts of stuff. So we've got Guardian crystals. We'll start off with these drop shards, like 4-star shards. There are some 5-star shards in this as well. I am a very long way from another 5-star bot because, as you saw just a few days ago, I did recently get Blaster, and we will take a look at Blaster. Maybe there's some 5-star shards. Maybe if we need a break from all these crystal cracking, maybe we'll go take a look at Blaster here. For 25 5-star shards, that's pretty nice. Oh, you lost the VI. Yeah, if you lose the account, you lost it. Am I happy with Blaster? Yes, Blaster. I am thrilled with Blaster. Well, just like with any bot, when you're first using him at a low level, he doesn't last very long power leveling. But now I've actually bumped up the zone that I go into because he's actually quite useful. He's not quite 50 yet. I think he's at 47. It's already caught up to a couple of the other 5 stars that I've had. Rolling Out says he was 195 shards away from the first Prime Core at the end of the event. Oh, that's always tough when you're just this close. Big Bronze Rim got some Guardian Crystals too, but didn't get any 5-star shards. Yeah, I think last month I only got like 1 crystal had some shards in it. I'm not even really paying attention to what all these silver power cores are because they're just food. Alright, so you guys want to go see Blaster? In case any of you guys want to get out of here. So here's Blaster here. This is where I've got him to. I pretty much leveled him to level 6 ability right away. I'm kind of limited on my Energon, otherwise I'd have probably taken him a little bit more. But did get him leveled to 47. Did not put a power core on him because he got leveled that quickly, because I did have an XP core on him, just a silver one. If I had a gold one on, he'd have probably been at 50. Even so, he's at 47 now. I'll probably slap another XP core on him this weekend. I did burn through quite a bit of coins, so if any of you guys are thinking about power leveling from 0 to 47 or more in a weekend, you gotta use coins to skip cooldowns, you gotta use coins sometimes to buy fuel cells, you gotta use coins to skip the research, and it gets pretty expensive once you get to the 3-day research for the at level 40. It's very expensive for the 6-day research at level 50, which is why I may not actually use the XP core to get him to 50, because I really don't like spending the coins to skip 50. I may have done it once, I can't recall. I'm going to say I did not. I may have done it once though. So there's Blaster, and we'll go ahead and take a look at him in the showroom or the hangar or whatever as you call it. Looks just like any other Blaster. The only difference is the star level up there under his name. And you got Rewind and Eject and Ramhorn and Steeljaw there, looking really cool. And yeah, those guys actually turn out to be a really big help once he gets up a pretty decent level. All right, so Stormclash Prime Core? No, I haven't put a Prime Core on Stormclash. I did put a Prima on her sister Skyburst though. Alright, let's get back to the crystals here, shall we? Okay, so these are the crystals from last weekend. These are just shard crystals. Crystals that we can earn shards from. Is Stormclash a Prime Core worthy bot? Probably not. I'm not sure. Other people may disagree, and if you do, please feel free to chime in. I would say I don't think any air bots, or most of the airbots, certainly none of the jets, I don't think are really worthy of a Prime Core. Maybe Swoop or Tigerhawk might be worth like an Amalgamist or an Alchemist, but Stormclash or Firefly or things like that, not really. A normal core to put on 4-star Grimlock. Well, actually, I happen to have a Grimlock there. Let me see what core I put on him. I've got G1 Grimlock. Okay. I wouldn't put his crown though. Definitely wouldn't put his crown though. If not the G1 Grimlock, I would agree with who is that? QT Solidify. Rejuvenate is always a good choice, especially for Vitality, especially for faster bots like Grimlock that go in there and take a lot of damage. I don't like the crown at all. Because it makes him faster. And I know they said that was to balance him with Razor Claw, but you know what? I'll take that unbalancing of having him be slower. Because if he's already too fast to go running into battle and take a lot of damage, if you make him even faster, he's just going to die faster. So I 100% against Grimlock's crown. It looks cool, but the effect, not at all. Again, I understand why they did that and why it was different from that and from Razor Claw, because they were slightly different. I would have rather seen the two of them get balanced, maybe with Razor Claw getting a little bit slower as part of the balance. I know, again, some people might disagree, but I never did like the speed increase for Grimlock, who was already one of the fastest one. So, at least that was just my feeling, you know. So, yeah, Big Bronze Rib saying, yeah, spent so many coins leveling past 50. Yeah. WW asking, what can you put on Sentius Malus? Well, I'll tell you, I have Amalgamus Prime on my Sentius Magnus, and it's fantastic. So if you happen to have Amalgamus Prime Core, either of the Sentius guys would definitely be very good for that. Alchemist would probably be good as well. 4-star Hot Rod Prime Core options. Maybe Micronus. Or like an Alpha Trion, maybe. So something that I wouldn't put anything like an Amalgamus or something. You got to think about what the abilities are. Maybe put Nexus on him. I don't know. Okay, so we got some premium crystals and we've got a Prime Core chip. What do you guys think? Should we do some premium crystals, save the Prime Core chip until the end? Or get that out of the way and do some premium crystals? Big Bronze Room saying Onyx is good on Grimlock. Yeah, that's a good one. I have Onyx on Cup right now. Somebody in the last video about where I pulled Blaster actually gave a good tip, and I might consider swapping this Prime Core. I have my Cronus right now on Springer, because I like that, because I can send Springer to other bots to help him heal. But this person has I'm sorry if I forgot your name, but he recommended putting my Cronus on Blaster, because Blaster tends to just walk slowly in the midst of other bots, plus also with his minions, and my Cronus will actually help heal his minions too. So I'm considering swapping my Cronus over from Springer to Blaster. I'm not sure yet. Maybe I'll do that. Okay, so I see you guys saying premium. Okay, we'll save the Prime Core chip for last. I did get some Decepticon premium crystals. I do like cracking open the opposite faction every now and then. I say it regularly. If you have not collected a lot of your main faction, don't waste your shards on the opposite faction. Don't waste your money on bundles on the opposite faction. Hey, we got a 2-star blot. I will take that. But as it turns out, I actually do have most of the Autobots, so I do like to spend the shards on some Decepticon crystals occasionally. And I've actually collected quite a large Decepticon collection. So the whole argument about, well, dupes are still better because you can still get, shards and things like that. I've got a very high likelihood of dupes even cracking Decepticons as well. So I almost said Optimus Prime, but that's Nemesis Prime. But see, that's how he gets you. That's why they made him like that, to try to trick you. Big D saying had my Cronus on Soundwave for a while. It's been very useful throughout the game. So there's a second opinion, also agreeing my Cronus on Soundwave or Blaster is a good idea. Big Bronze Room saying Alpha Trion is perfect on tracks or Cutthroat. Yeah, because any kind of enhanced ordnance doesn't really do them any good. They're not in the air really long enough to need like a reflective coating. Their attack their normal attack isn't particularly impressive. I mean, it does its job, but it's not like super or anything. Yeah, I think that's a good idea. Alpha Trion tracks Cutthroat. If I pull Alpha Trion, maybe I'll go and put that on there. And as it turns out, I don't think I have a core on track, so that would work out really well. And there's a Megatron. Got a 4-star Dead End and Cutthroat recently. Cool. Yeah, Dead End is very, very good. Dead End is one of my main Decepticons. Thought about making a playthrough or walkthrough of the current day Transformers Earth Wars on a new account. Oh no. I did that multiple account thing a while back. If you go back in the archives there on YouTube, you'll see where I did after I've been in the Autobots for a while. I started a Decepticon account, I think it started with a Joining Decepticons video, where I did actually walk through the different the stories, the first few stories up through, I think, Combiner Wars. I still have the Return to Cybertron event to do. Still haven't done that, so I'll do a video on that at some point. Moving on to the Autobot Premium Crystals, we've got a Warpath. Mirage. Grand Galvatron's asking, who do you think I'll get first? 4-star Mixmaster for Devastator or 4-star Breakdown for Menasor? They're the last two you need. Well, I'll tell you, I hope you get 4-star Breakdown, because I think Menasor is better than Devastator. And honestly, I don't think either one is particularly rare. When I was playing as Decepticons, 4-star Mixmaster was my first 4-star on that account, and 4-star Breakdown wasn't that far away. It's kind of funny that I got them very early on in that Decepticon account, and here you are trying desperately just to get them this far into the game. I'm going to put my money on Breakdown. Mixmaster hates me anyway. Yeah, Mixmaster, I would say, is probably a better bot overall, but Breakdown's still pretty good. And Menasor is definitely the better of the two combiners. Especially the 4-star ability. 4-star Menasor by far is better than 4-star Devastator. Any tips for raid? I don't participate in the raids that much. Really just this guy right here is good for the raids. Send in Perceptor so he can hack like the big shock towers, the thunder towers. Send in Bumblebee, maybe Silverbolt. Send guys who can stun. Send guys who can hack. I have Blades. I have Perceptor. I have Bumblebee, and Star Saber's out there because he can do some stun and some heavy damage as well. Yeah, other people might be able to break it down better than me, but as far as I am aware, stuns and hacks are really the name of the game in raids. There's Springer. He heard us talking about him. He's like, what do you mean you're going to take my Prime Core off of me? Rolling out, heading towards his 9th 4-star. Well, I wish you luck. I hope you get what you want. Trax is another good one. Optimus Prime is saying Keybots, Trax, Blades, and Sentius. I haven't used Sentius in there, but yes, I do have Trax as well because he reduces the damage on the bots. Defensor as a combiner, if you have the 4-star Defensor, is very helpful as well because when he uses that 4-star ability, he puts the shield on the bots, which also helps protect them. I also have First Aid on my team as the only healer because he does splash healing. He can heal multiple bots at a time. Plus, if you use his ability, you can have those the additional shielding from those Metabots. Got a 3-star Warpath from a free crystal. Very cool. Yeah, the 3 stars from free crystals are few and far between, but they do exist. I still get them from time to time. Autobot Jazz. You know, that makes me wonder why they don't use that trick more often. Because they can't call him Jazz because of trademark reasons. You can't trademark Jazz because it's too common of a term, so they call him Autobot Jazz. So I wonder why they couldn't get around the trademark for like Swoop and Sludge early on by just calling them Dinobot Swoop or Dinobot Sludge or something. Instead of Strafe and Slog. I'm not a trademark lawyer or copyright or IP lawyer or anything like that. And nor do I have any desire to be. That's pretty impressive, Grand Galvatron. I gotta say, 44 stars and you're approaching your second 5-star as a free-to-play player. That's really impressive. Woo, look at that. We got some 5-star shards, and we've got an extra guided... I just got a second guided missile gold core, so I don't need this one. So this one is definitely food. And Combiner Spark. Very cool. The road to number 6. And last one is our good old friend Sea Spray. The only bad 4-star you got is Wild Rider. Oh, let's see. We got a few more shards here. Let's go ahead and do this. Wow, we actually got pretty close to a 4-star crystal there. Don't think we'll get there. Unless we get lucky on the premium crystals as well. We've definitely got 2 3-star dupes. Or I'd be surprised if they're into these 3-stars are not dupes. There are a couple of 3-stars out there I could get. But Monkey Prime is not one of them. And Rook is not one of them. Okay, so that gets us a little closer. And unless we get 3 stars on both of these premium crystals, which is unlikely, I don't think we'll be cracking a 4-star crystal. Alright, so we got Alpha Bravo and Ironhide, both of the 2-star flavor. Just curious how close that did put us. You know, even if we got both of those, it still wouldn't have been enough. Alright. Real close, though. Okay, guys. Time for Prime Core Chip. Before we do that, let's go read Blot's story. I was going to say let's go look at which Prime Cores we need, but I guess we'll read Blot's story. Terracon? Yeah, that shoe fits. Other cons see me. They generally run as fast as they can in the opposite direction. So why not make it a thing? Plain unpolished truth is, Blot, we don't want anybody to like us. Save us the trouble of pretending to like them. We're the outcasts, the pariahs. We're shunned and proud of it. When you say it like that, Sinner Twin, sounds okay, I guess. Fear is power, Blot. If the others think you're bad, be worse. So you leak odious liquids all the time. So what? Do it more. Revel in your malformed grossness. I am not doing his high-pitched voice. It's the Terracon way. Together, we are scum, the lowest of the low. Yeah, you're right. What was it you said, Hunger? Oh yeah, I'm not as bad as I look. I'm worse. Want to make something of it? That's it, Blot. That's the way we roll. In fact, what you need is some kind of slime gun. Make use of all that corrosive effluence you seem to have an endless supply of. A slime gun, yeah. Eat toxic waste, Autobot. Splut. Want a face full of gunk? Schlop. See? You feel better already, right? Right. I'm ready to eliminate the positive and accentuate the negative. Music to my audio receptors. Oh, man. That was quite the crazy story. Old Blot getting some cheerleading by the rest of the Terracons. Oh, man. And thus Blot got to play with slime on YouTube channels. I've never watched a single video about that, but I have seen people basically criticizing it or making fun of it. And so the little bit clips that I saw, I don't quite get it, but I guess I'm not that target audience. So have they made the dialogue way more entertaining? Yes, the dialogue is definitely quite entertaining. With some of these characters. I almost said crystals. Okay, so we're going to go look at the Prime Cores so we can see what we got. Okay, so I've got Amalgamous Prime. In case anybody was wondering, I've got Amalgamous Prime on Sentius Magnus. Onyx is on Cup. Liege Maximo is on Pipes. And, I was thinking I might move him to Hotspot until they release the G1 Hotspot core, which I do have a gold G1 Hotspot core, so that is staying. So this will be staying on Pipes, at least for now. My Cronus, we talked about earlier, is on Springer right now. Might be moving my Blaster. Alchemist Prime is on Star Saber. I'm kind of iffy on this one, because he tends to do most of his damage while he's still full health. and so getting healing from damage he does, I haven't really seen a benefit for that. So I might be moving Alchemist off the Star Saber. Prima is on Skyburst, by far the best bot to have Prima on, especially this is the 5-star version. I have Vector Prime on Drift. Now, this is one where I've seen where it can work really well on Star Saber, so I might be moving Vector Prime to Star Saber, especially like on high-level bases. In fact, it happened to me. Somebody came in with Death Source who had Vector Prime on it, came right up, blasted into everything, caused a lot of damage, died quickly because the defenses were totally dead, and it was so quick, boom, he bounced right back where the rest of the bots were loaded. Or maybe it didn't happen to me, maybe I saw it on a video, but either way, Vector Prime on Star Saber or Death Source actually could work out really well. I mostly put it on Drift because Drift is another one of those bots who tends to leap into battle and die fairly quickly. And then I could not decide who to put Solus Prime on. Bumblebee needed a core, so I put it on Bumblebee, and it's actually working out pretty well. Especially because I use Bumblebee in the raids, I'm actually taking in Solus Prime in addition, so it creates all those little extra turrets, which causes a little bit of extra damage. I don't know, who do you got? If you have Solus Prime, who do you have on it? Let us know in the chat, or if you're still watching on YouTube, let us know in the comments. Who do you have Solus Prime on? So, we're still looking for Megatronus, one of the first ones. Alpha Trion. Quintus, I'd love to get Quintus Prime. I want to see a flood of Sharkticons when the base drops. And then, of course, Nexus. Yeah, Nexus is still out there. You know, if I'm lucky enough to where Nexus is actually the last Prime Core... Oh, they just made an achievement, didn't they? I was going to say I might just not even get Nexus. But they made an achievement to collect all the Prime Cores. I guess I would be getting... I guess I'll have to get Nexus. And because I just talked about it, guess which one I'm going to be pulling when we crack this. It'll probably be Nexus. You watch. Try and reverse psychology on the game. Okay. Time to crack the Prime Core, guys. Okay, we got to vote for Solus on Galvatron, Solus on Dead End and Cup, Solus on Silverbolt, Grimlock. Vector on Grimlock, yes. Nexus was first, Monk second. Condolences. Alright, here we go. Prime Core coming at you. And it is... Called it. Nexus Prime. Okay, at least we got that one out of the way. Next one's guaranteed to be a good one. Okay, I know they did some changes to this. Let's go ahead and see what it says. When the bot equipped is in battle, you deal 5 additional damage to your opponent's combiner. Okay, so it does help when you're battling combiners. If you deploy the equipped bot before your combiner on attack, your combiner will deal 5 additional damage and gain 31% reduction from raid damage. Okay, so I might want to think about putting Nexus on one of the bots I take into raids, because it does help with the raids. So, but... It probably won't happen for a while. It was probably a couple of weeks before I even put Solus on anything. So, yeah, I don't see Nexus going on anybody anytime soon. So who's available? Because I don't think I want to waste the energon to take it off of somebody who doesn't have one already. I'm not putting it on Blaster. And I wouldn't put it on Springer, because if I'd move my Cronus over, I wouldn't put it on Springer. I actually went through a while back and put chorus on everybody. Hound Vamp. There's Trax. Yeah, so I was right. Trax doesn't have a power core. So I guess I'll save that for... What did they say for Trax? Like Alpha Trion? Yeah, so I'll save Trax for when I get Alpha Trions. Jetfire Sky Striker. Streetwise. Warpath. Those are my 4 stars, which I haven't got around to putting Prime Cores on. They came after the great Prime Core distribution. Because I keep saying Prime Core, I mean Power Core. Because I had a lot of Power Cores, then I had a lot of bots that just didn't have them. I put a little bit here, a little bit there. At one point I actually went through and put Power Cores on everybody. It's like, I got enough Power Cores. Let's put Power Cores on everybody. Autobots and Decepticons alike. But as the new ones come in, I don't usually rush to put them on there, especially like with Blaster. If I'm going to be leveling up with an XP core, you don't want to put a power core on them just yet, because then you got to pay to remove it to put the XP core on there. So, Big Bronze Rim saying good news about Nexus is you'll never get it again. Yep, Nexus is level 1. Cotimus Time put Nexus on 4-star hotspot. Okay. Is Cliffjumper the worst gunner, or is he just situational? He's... I wouldn't say the worst gunner. I mean, he's definitely situational. Maybe not so much at higher levels, but as I was leveling up, as I was battling in, say, I want to say up to about Zone 10, if you also have a Jazz... A Cliffjumper Jazz combo works really well, especially if your Jazz can't quite destroy everything. You throw out Cliffjumper, follow immediately by Jazz, so the Cliffjumper puts the glass gas on there, so it actually enhances Jazz's orbital strike. So you send out Cliffjumper followed by a Jazz, and boom, it will actually clear the target. So he's definitely not bad. He definitely can be situational there. So. Yeah, see, Gen 1 Red Alert saying he uses a Cliffjumper Jazz combo on one of his teams. Yeah, I've definitely used the Cliffjumper Jazz quite a bit, especially when leveling up Jazz, because he'd be like just a bit short. Like if you needed if it was like the 2100 hit points, and he would do damage of like 2050 or something. You send Cliffjumper with him, throw out that glass gas, and boom. Similarly, like Sideswipe, or who's the off-road for the Decepticons. He's kind of has the rush, leaving the glass gas behind him. So that would be the same thing where you would want to pair with somebody like, say, Pyramagna or Bone Crusher, Slug. I almost said Slag, because, that's his real name. And who has a Rampage on the Decepticons. Who leaves the fire behind them, or even Starsaber or Goldfire or whatever. You send Sideswipe or Off-Road first. He drops the glass gas. They follow with some fire on top of the glass gas and causes even more damage, and you could swipe that whole swath. Plus, now you got 2 bots out there fighting side by side instead of just the one. So that's kind of what you need to think about when you're looking at the bots that do the glass gas kind of a thing, like Cliffjumper or Kickback, Sideswipe or Off-Road, or even now Hound Vamp and Soundwave Hiss Tank, because they also have the glass gas kind of component to their ability. So think about how you could use that to enhance other bots' abilities. There you go. Lava, I guess is your name. Lava 6. Heard Streetwise and Rhinox is a good combo. I haven't really used Streetwise or Rhinox very much, so I can't comment on that. I'm not sure how they would enhance each other. I know Streetwise, he slows down the defenses and speeds up the offense, and Rhinox, I guess it's kind of, isn't that kind of like an essence theft kind of thing, where it takes damages the defense and heals? So I don't think they really enhance each other, but they would work well together. Sure. Nexus would probably be good if you have a max level 4-star combiner. Well, it would help with any combiner. The problem is you gotta use it on a bot, and it doesn't help that bot at all. So yeah. What I would have done with Nexus is at least added kind of like an attack enhancement for the bot itself, so that because with Nexus on them, you send them in without a combiner, then they have no enhancement at all. You're losing out on possibly using Rejuve or Vitality or Attack or Enhanced Ordnance or whatever. So you're losing out on any other possible power core enhancement by slapping Nexus on there, which is the most situational thing in this entire game. And for somebody who's got all of the combiners at 4-star, like myself and a lot of other higher level players, Big Bronze Rim even chiming in. I don't know if he has all of them, but my guess is he probably does. No interest in using Nexus, but I always felt bad when it came out for the people who don't even have a combiner, who end up, okay, I get my first Prime core, then they get Nexus Prime, which is completely worthless if you don't even have a combiner. So, yeah, not a fan of Nexus, but you know, I had to get them eventually at some point, right? So that's fine. And I think that's going to do it for the Transformers Earth Wars part of the stream. For you guys on Twitch, stick around. And again, if you're watching on YouTube, if you want to see kind of like the after show type of stuff, come on over and watch the replay on Twitch or join us live next time. I got a couple of new things in the mail that we'll be opening one or both of them after we get done. With that, I'm just going to say I'm Engineer Hoist. Keep rolling, my friends, and we'll see you next time.